I hear you just fine. Hello, everybody. This is Demetris Curry coming to you with yet another Financially Fit Fridays. Guys, I'm so excited that we have none other than Miss Charron Monaye with us today. Oh, goodness gracious.
I'm trying to match your energy.
Don't try to match energy. Now, I actually hear you. We have a bit of an echo, so we're going to have to pull down the echo. Let's see how we put that echo together. But let me tell you this, guys, while she's working on that, we are here today to talk about Financially Fit Fridays brought to you by W Squared AV Talk. And I'm ecstatic that we get the opportunity to talk to Miss Charron Monaye with us today, guys. Let me tell you. I can go on about her accolades, but she said, "Ooh, say that one more time. Say that one more time." So when I tell you we are talking to a lady today that has been inspirational, not in just my life, but in so many other ladies that are now new authors and continued authors. She is not only a prominent figure in what she does as an author, but also in the military. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But but Miss Monaye, I'm telling you, you're talking about a woman of her own heart doing fantastic in the financial arena. Single mom. Yes, she is a single mom doing the darn thing, guys. And when I tell you, when I started being a brand new author, she was a wonderful just drink of fresh water to help me understand what it meant to be an author in this arena globally. And so I asked her, I said, you know what? I can't think of anybody else that I would love to be on this platform with me and talk about what it means to be financially fit in your finances, how to make sure that you as a woman are trying your best and doing your best to make your mark in this arena. So I'm going to say, Charron, are you here with me, girl? Say hello to the people.
I am here. My hype is you. Hi, everyone. Hi, I am here. I am here. Thank you so much for having me. It's amazing, girl. It's Friday. It's Friday.
It is Friday. And I was like, oh my God, I get a chance to talk to Charron.
Sharon is here.
Lady, I'm so glad that you're here with us. Thank you so much for taking out the time to join us. I truly appreciate
No problem. You got me a day off early. Thank you, girl.
it. This is the thing I want to talk to you about, right? Let me ask
Okay.
you this. Let me ask you this. You know, when you were starting in the arena of being not only a leader in what you currently do full time in the military, but also a leader in owning and developing your own business, Pin Legacy, when you brought that together and you started working with women that really want to learn how to be an author and tell their story, one of the things that you talk to them about is, where do you want this to go? How big do you want this to be? And are you looking for just to sell books? Or are you trying to tell a story? Are you trying to use this as a build up to a bigger platform? Tell us about some of the things that you've talked to other ladies about when it comes to building themselves up financially and getting and working with you and your team.
Yes, absolutely. The number one, I mean, yes, I do talk to women and men. I'm gonna leave the men out because I have men clients too. But I do to my main thing with approaching women when it comes to finances is us understanding who we are. That question is one of the easiest, most hardest, most intimidating question that
Mm,
you can ask a person because you have people who live a lifetime and don't know who they are. They don't know their purpose. They don't know what they're here for. They're not sure what their goal is or what their ambition. They know things that they like. They understand things that they enjoy. But to answer that question, who am I? Is very hard. So that's one of the main things that I talk to women, men, and children. Because again, I'm a single mom and I'm raising two sons. And I drive that all the time with them. Who are you? Because once you understand who you are, then you can understand, what am I here for? What am I doing? Do I want to tell my story? How far do I want to go? What's my reach? What's my global reach? How long do I want to stay in this arena? Is this my new position? Is this my promotion? Then and only then can you answer those questions. but you have to understand the foundation of who you are. When I look in the mirror, yes, I see a woman. Yes, I see an African American woman. Yes, I see a mother. However, go deeper. What is my purpose? What is my passion? What is my promise? It's so many things that we have to understand before I say, okay, you can share that story, or that story is going to be profitable, or okay, we're going to do this, or we're going to do that. But we have to understand the name, the person, and the author behind what it is you're going to write.
Right. And that makes so much sense. I mean, it's like, what do you do when you're trying to understand what you bring to the arena?
Yeah.
You know, when I became an author, and you and I talked about this early on, last year, is like, what do I bring to the arena? Is my story really worth telling? Is it going to be something not just profitable, but will it change lives, right?
Right.
And that was just the thing as far as, does it really make sense to bring this out and about? And of course, when you speak from the heart, and this is one of the things that you actually taught me. Thank you so much, Coach. I appreciate this. But when you speak from the heart and you tell them what you went through and what people need to hear and what they're trying to learn from you, that the finances come on its own.
Absolutely. That's why that question is so important, because if you understand the foundation, you don't have to search for the money.
Stay right
Okay.
there. Stay right there, Pastor.
Hey, you do it right. Money grow from trees. I'm just saying.
And it makes so much sense, because like I told you, I said I had no intention of it being where it went to. Of course, you have to think about marketing and all that things, and how that plays into it. But you have no idea who needs what you have to offer,
Right.
and how
And
do you
then,
sell that to the marketplace.
right. And to add to that, also understanding, is my story relevant now?
Mm.
That's when it comes to the finance piece of this. Because I mean, yes, anybody can publish a book, anybody can upload a book, anybody can be an author. And society has shown that, because every other day, or every day and every hour, there is a new person uploading a book saying, hi, I'm an author. But when it comes to, is your message needed now? Is your story relevant now? Are you ahead of your time? Are we seeking this information? Are we looking for it? Because it's one thing to share your story. It's another thing to share a story that people are seeking. And that will be the difference between if my book hits, or if my product hit, or if my services hit, because we have to understand what society is seeking at that moment.
Right.
And once you understand society, people, hurts, trials, tribulations, what are they looking for? If your story is the answer, because also as an author and businesswoman, we are problem solvers.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to solve a problem. The most successful billionaire, millionaire business owner are problem solvers, and they do it very well. And we add the sense of conveniency, because nobody wants to be inconvenienced. If you add a
That's
sense of convenience, honey, you rich.
and
You
they're like,
are rich. So
mm-hmm.
making sure that your story makes sense today
Right.
in the marketplace can also add value and increase those comma checks.
So you and you can correct me if I'm wrong, and I know you've sold many books. Okay, as an author yourself, hello, have
Hello.
sold many books, and in addition to that, you come from the arena of entertainment, right? And working with celebrities, and working with people that really look to you for guidance in their entertainment, and in their lives of being singers and all these other things, and actors and actresses and things of that nature. So you already had the idea in your mind of how big this thing can be, right? How
Absolutely.
big it can get. But when you're working with someone that is new to this, like myself.
Mhm.
And you're like, guess what, girl? This can be done. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
can be done? And how this thing can build in
Hmm.
such a way to create a legacy, not only just for you and yourself, but a financial legacy for your children.
Absolutely.
And we were talking about that as far as generational wealth and the legacy that you're building now for your boys,
Hmm.
and how that will fall years and years and years from now from what you're doing right now and changing lives and helping other women tell their story, and other authors across the board, men and women, tell their stories.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what a lot of authors, and this used to be a struggle and a curse. And you see the frustration? Because I remember
I
when,
just saw that face.
see, this is the bad side of having facial interviews, because you get to see the reaction in real time. This used to be a definitely a challenge. And now I've got it more under control. Because since I know how big this can go,
Right.
and I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've celebrated it because it's part of my own success story of
Mm-hmm.
how far my books have gone.
Mm.
But when you take a new, a new author, a new writer who can only see their words on a Microsoft Word document, and being the coach and the publisher that's like, girl, if you write this, it could be a play, it could turn to a film, it could become a course, it could become a part of a college curriculum, and they're sitting there looking at you like, but did I ask you for all that?
Listen, I'll be honest with you. When you started talking to me about those things, I was like, huh?
And
Listen, I wasn't thinking that big,
most people
but
don't.
wait a minute. I am in the field of legacy building. That's what I do. I am in the field of what? Making sure we get generational wealth for our children. I'm in the field of building assets. Why not build these assets, these legacies, these? Because I've always heard this, and I know you just echo this. I've always heard this, that once you put a book in the atmosphere, your book is still here even when you leave this earth. And so
Absolutely.
you leave that behind, that legacy behind, to people be able to pick it up and read your words and say, oh my God,
It
she
becomes a
was
part of history.
exactly. It's always here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but when you leave those things and you're creating that legacy for you and your children, and that generational wealth, that's why I'm so proud of you, because you have done an amazing job of building that up and
Yes.
pulling things together for not just Penn Legacy, the company,
The
not just
company.
Charron Monaye, the author, the director, the instructor, the coach, all those things, but
Right.
also what you're doing for your children and that
Absolutely.
generational wealth, and making sure they're set up properly in their trust and all these other things that you have laid out for them by the
Absolutely.
works of your hands that you're doing today.
Absolutely. And that's the key. That is the key. And especially with a person like me who understands our history, our
Mm,
culture, where we come from. This is not a conversation that our ancestors had.
mm.
I don't come from a line of inheritance. There was no trust fund passed it down to me.
There you go.
Like, when so to understand that, yes, our ancestors had hopes and dreams of freedom, hopes and dreams of ownership. We did not always have hopes and dreams of legacy, which is why I named my company Penn Legacy, because I'm a writer who's going to leave a legacy for my children, and not just leaving them a legacy and royalties, they're owners.
There you go.
Because both of my boys are co-founders and owners of my companies.
Let's stay right there. I got a clapping hand right there.
Absolutely.
There you
Absolutely.
go.
So when I step away, this is now the family business, whether they decide to keep it going or not, or if they want to sell it. Like, the generational wealth is theirs to decide.
Wow.
I just laid the foundation
There you go.
to ensure now that from my generation, I'm able to create a new narrative,
Exactly. Exactly.
not the narrative of hope, education. Yes, all that stuff is key. Live out your dreams, live out your aspirations, travel. Yes, all that is cute. However, I am done with the struggle bus. I am done living to survive. I do not accept conforming to exist. I want what my ancestors prayed for. And the only way that I can get that is by changing that story to create. And even if I don't get all the riches and wealth of what I'm working for, or I don't see the full evolution of Charron Monaye or Penn Legacy, my line will.
There you go. There you go. And that's how you set things up.
Absolutely.
My husband and I, we have a REI, real estate investment company. Well, we've written in it's going to pass down to the ownership of the siblings of those partners. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So the partners, it passes down to the children, and those children will have the equal shares of ownership that we had if we were still here. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So the real estate itself, we have four partners, equal partners, and then each of those 25% ownerships roll down to their children, and so
Yep.
forth and so forth and so forth. And that's how you actually start to set it up in such a
Absolutely.
way. And that's why why did we create Inspire for Greatness LLC? Because we're inspiring to make sure that our children have more than what we had and what
Absolutely.
we received from our ancestors. And then it's not that they did not want to give. They didn't know to give. The
And
opportunity
that's the
wasn't there. The
difference.
resources
Yep.
wasn't there. And so now that
You see my clapping hands? Girl,
we
the price
know
of not knowing.
that exactly, and it's the
Right.
price of not knowing and not having the knowledge and not having the income. And this is the thing, though. Now that we have the resources, I'm being honest with you, I don't feel like we have no excuse. I don't care. It's a lot going on in this world.
Girl,
There's a lot going on in this world,
girl.
but the resources are there. Now you just have to tap into the resources, collaborate with the right people. You see what I'm saying? Get your documents together. And I do believe in the four corners of a contract. That's just me. Four corners of
Absolutely.
a contract. Get those bad boys to looking good in your favor and also in the favor of the person you collaborate with. Make sure it is decent and in order. And then that way, move forward. Do some things together. Get out there, change lives, change your scope of what your
Mhm.
family is supposed to have in the future. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I think when the day that God brings me home and take me home, I'm going to say, Lord, I thank you
Right.
because I feel like you allowed me to lay the foundation for my son
Hmm.
and to put him in a much better position to have choices and to have opportunities to do.
That's why we rock. That's why we rock because and that's a very important lesson that I taught my two children. I don't want to keep saying children, and people are like, how many kids you got? My two sons is the power of options. And that's one of the things I think that hinders a lot of times us when it comes to being financially fit or financially aware
Yeah,
or financially educated
yeah.
is because we don't understand the options. We're so
Mm,
used to hearing checking, savings,
mm.
or credit card or direct deposit, checking, credit card. We don't understand the other options out there that our I'll say our competitors. I'll be nice today because it's Friday.
Don't you
Oh,
start no mess.
girl, you done tapped the brain, child, and I just got finished watching Roots. So,
I told you this was going to be conversational.
ah, girl, you done tapped the Kunta brain in there. But we don't we look and we get mad
Mm-hmm.
at other cultures or other nationalities or immigrants coming over here doing better, but we don't understand the option. And then the other thing is we don't believe we deserve it.
There.
We keep the mindset of, as my loving grandmother, I love her, but she has a phrase that makes me cringe when she said, be grateful for what you have, you wouldn't want so much.
Mm.
That phrase right there for me is a phrase of complacency and comfortability. And that it
Mm.
removes any option or opportunity to explore options, knowledge, because you're comfortable. You're saying, I'm comfortable with making $30,000. I may know I can make 70, but I'm, even though, yes, great being, having a sense of gratitude does promote more blessings. However, like I always, when I pray, I'll be like, God, I'm grateful, but I'm greedy.
Don't you start no mess.
Whether I say it or not, God already know my heart, because my actions is speaking of sense of more. I don't
Right.
speak in sense of stagnant, but I also know my options.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
also know that I can wake up and get more. I don't have to wake up and be comfortable in what I'm given.
Correct, correct. And it's not that you're being greedy, you're actually knowing your worth.
Absolutely.
Knowing your worth and that you have the ability to create something special
Mm-hmm.
and to be able to bring people together and to be able to put things out in the atmosphere that is life changing. That is a sense of self-worth and knowing of what you can do. And
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? And so it's deserving. You're deserving of those things when you
Yes.
put in that time and that effort and that energy, and you study your craft in such a way where you're supposed to advance and move up and move to the next level and
Absolutely.
dimensions. I believe in dimensions. I
I
believe
do
in
too.
moving from platform to platform to platform, showing what you have to offer. And then when you're blessing somebody,
Yes.
and they're able to use that to their benefit and say, yeah, I gained that knowledge of no, I had no idea that I was supposed to be releasing my stuff on Tuesdays. Why would I know that?
Absolutely.
Because Charron Monaye told me, she said, hey, we ain't releasing that on Friday. We releasing that on Tuesday.
Please and thank you. Who
And
told you that?
this is why we're releasing it on Tuesday. Educate me. Because my thought pattern is that's not my area of expertise. That's not my lane. You
Right.
collaborate, you talk to other experts in their industry to learn the things in their lane. And you do it in such an amazing way. And so
Oh,
I'm so excited for what you got coming. I can't announce anything, but I'm so excited for what you got coming. That's my Oprah Winfrey. I'm excited of what you got coming. I love Auntie O. I love Auntie O.
absolutely.
So
You got to. You have to. She's a mentor in our brain. Like, if only one day I get to. She's a
one
vision
day,
board person.
just one day I meet her, right? So truly, truly, I'm excited for you. I'm so thankful for you. I'm grateful for your expertise. And I love what you're doing in the industry
Yes.
and some of these ladies that you have done things for. And it's such a long list, I can't even name them, but all
Yes.
the ladies that I've seen you do things for. So I'm ecstatic that not only that, but your my mom used to tell me this all the time. She said, hey, it's going to make room for you. Your
Absolutely.
gifts will make room for you, and
Absolutely.
you're using that gift, right, to change lives. And while
Mm-hmm.
you're doing that, you're also changing the lives of your descendants by making sure that they are financially fit and that they're going to be financially set, and
Absolutely.
doing it in such a way where you're training other women how to do it.
Absolutely. And that's the gift of learning. As I always say, I tested it so you don't fail. I tried it so you have the answers.
Right.
I understood it so you can soar.
There you
I did not go through. I've been in this writing space, in this literacy space since 1992. What am I going to do with all of this information that I have? Share it. I can't use it all. I've already mastered it. At this point, I can do whatever I need to do with my eyes closed.
There you go.
Because I've lived it. I fell down, I got up, I won, I fell down again, I got broke. Like I've done everything a new author may do. But if they work with a Charron Monaye as I fling my hair, I will do my darndest to make sure that you are fully equipped with the information that you need. Now, whether you decide, and there's my curse again, because I already see how big this can go for you. Like I had an author that before her book was released to the distributor, I told her, pack your bags, because this book is going to take you international. Not even 2 weeks before her release, she was already getting booked for international stuff. And to this day, she's still packing her suitcase.
Wow. Absolutely.
So it's being able to not just say, we're releasing the book. That's cute. But when you look beyond the book and say, I'm releasing a book that's going to eventually soar my speaking platform,
right,
or that's going to be used in a featured film, or that's going to become a part of Netflix series, or that's going to be the a learning lesson or a tool for college kids in their English class.
There you go.
It's seeing the bigger picture, and that's where the financially fit comes in, because to be honest with you, nobody's getting rich off of a $19.99 book.
There you go.
I will say that here, and I'll say that again. You will not get rich off of a book that costs $19.99. However,
but it's not about the book itself, though. It's about what the book will bring.
And absolutely, and it's also about conversion.
We talked about that conversion thing. This is how this all started. You know, I was talking about conversion.
Yes,
I think it's all about almost 4 hours. I was like, hold up, girl, it's 4 hours later. We got to get off this phone, and we still talking about conversion. So
because that's where how do you help successful authors or writers become profitable or legendary or leave a legacy, is understanding the power of conversion. If you understand how to take a $19.99 book and turn it into a $19,000 course, there's your financially fit. So it's not the book that's going to drive the finances. It's the conversion that will drive, but it will be that book that will always be referenced back to as the starting point, which will keep you always a part of history.
And that's the opening of doors.
There goes.
Opening of doors. See, we're not supposed to be on here this long. See how long?
Yes, this looks like our regular conversation.
I know this, but see, I know you and I can go for hours.
We call for one question and be like 3 hours later, like, so how you do that again, girl? Like,
listen. We're going to jump off this line, but you talk about some nuggets today, okay? True nuggets today.
I'm trying to help the people, honey. Get your finances in order.
You are helping the people. Listen, please tell us how we can connect with you. We want to put your information in the comment section of where we're actually streaming live, everywhere on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Please tell us how we can get in contact with you, okay?
We had to wave to the Instagram people. Hey, y'all. Hey. You can reach me. Everything Charron Monaye. Everything Charron Monaye Facebook. I am Charron Monaye on IG. www.charronmonaye.com. If you are looking to share your story, or if you have a story and you want an author coach, jump over to my business, penlegacy.com. That's what I did this year, girl. I separated the two because Charron and Pen Legacy was doing too much together, so they had to get a divorce.
There you go.
So all things books, contact Pen Legacy. If you need my brain and success, come to Charron Monaye. I can't wait to help you get financially fit.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm back to being hyper
with us today.
Thank you for having me.
You are something else. I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. Guys, I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. She is a fun, amazing, amazing, and one of my friends, one of my colleagues, one of my coaches. I absolutely love her to death. She has really helped me tremendously in learning what it means to be an author and getting my books distributed. And I was just like, you know what? I gotta bring you on here because you just have too much knowledge sitting there not to share. So, thank you guys so much for being here with us for yet another Financially Fit Fridays, brought to you by W Squared AV Talk. And we are sharing right now her website. If you see it on the screen, make sure that you go and check her out. And anything that you may need, anything books related, definitely make sure you contact her and her team. They are simply amazing, guys. Thank you so much for being here with us on this Friday. And we will see you next Friday for yet another Financially Fit Fridays. Talk to you guys soon.